Hello and welcome to Let's Learn Together. Yes folks, let's learn together what is a condensing boiler by using 5 minutes of a Google search. Well, it's a condensation boiler. It's a green thing, and in UK all boilers since 2005 are condensing boilers, so in a way you don't really need to bother about it anyway. Yeah, it's a recycling thing. They found out how to recycle heat from the waste gas flue, because that gas, the waste gas that goes out your flue, in the old style boilers, I don't know, it could be maybe 100 degrees or something, maybe even higher, the heat. So they found a way to recycle that heat and heat up your radiator hot water using that, to some extent. So you get your radiator water, here I'll put it up to 80 degrees. I wrote these myself. So I've got this up at 80 degrees and it'll come back at around about 60 degrees. In the room, it'll give me, say, 20 degrees of heat and it'll come back at 60 degrees. This is a bad example actually, but yeah, it comes back at 60 degrees, the hot water pipe, and it goes through here. And in the old ones, you just get the boiler, the flame going on it, and that was it. And then the waste gas would come up here and it was really hot, and that would go outside. But what they do now with condensation is they found that with that waste gas they can put it in another chamber, in another channel, and they can, by using condensation, they can sort of extract the heat, the waste heat from that. And so they found that, say my radiator water comes back at 40 degrees, no, 60 degrees, I got that wrong, and they could heat it up to maybe 65 degrees using condensation. I'm just making these numbers up, it might be even more, I don't think it is, it's about 10% or something. And then you'll go to your boiler, but that means it's going to the boiler at 45 degrees when it's going to the flame. So that's 5 degrees you've saved, But actually, the higher you've got this, the less it's able to condense, the waste gas. So you're really wanting to put your temperature down. They've suggested here, I'll take a guess that's around about 70 degrees, but I don't really know. This is the radiator water, 70 degrees. But nowadays they're even talking about putting it down to 55. But the lower you get your radiator hot water, the more condensing it can do. So the more it can recover from the waste gas, the heat, via using condensation. But if you go down too low, it won't heat up your radiator enough. If you get your room set for 21 degrees, it'll just be too low. So you're wanting to get whatever the sweet spot is, and that might change daily as well. Like if it's a really cold spell, you might just want to put it back up again. But the lower you can get this, your radiator hot water, the more condensation you can do, which means more recycling from the waste gas from the boiler flame. If you've got a combi boiler, it's the same for your hot water as well. You'd want to put that down lower so that the flame has to do less work. It means you're producing less new gas and you're recycling more from the waste gas, more heat. Yeah, because the old type boilers, where it was just a flame, that was the only thing that was heating up the hot water. And then you had about 70% efficiency maybe. All that other heat from the waste gas was just going outside, you could see it if you were walking by. Apparently with the old boilers, the outside will look more of a shimmer, you'll see coming out from the gas flue, whereas with the condensing boilers it's more like a sort of, it almost looks like smoky, or it's not got as much energy in it. But there you go guys, condensation, condensing, it's a green thing, but all boilers since 2005 in the UK have them. So when you see condensing boiler, you can probably take it for granted. It's a condensing boiler. In the UK anyway, if it's new. And it's a recycling thing. Alright? Yeah, because some people might not realise that radiators, it's hot water that's going through the radiators. And it's not gas or, you know, lava or fire. It's hot water. And literally, the water comes through here. It gets, the flame heats it up, the pipe. It's not really a pipe in there, but think of it that way. And then it comes out and it's heated up. So say it's coming back at 45 degrees and you've got your room temperature set for 20. You don't want it heated up to say 65. But what they've found anyway, I suppose, is you don't need to be up at 80 to get 20 degrees in a room. So I suppose it just keep coming down. Over the years the government are saying come down, and the government are now saying to new builds try and get it to 55 degrees so that it comes back at 35, you know, if you're wanting 20 degrees in your room, because it's water over a flame. But nowadays with condensing boilers it's a two-step thing. When it comes back it goes in the condensing chamber bit first, and the condensing is the waste gas, and the waste gas is warm, and through condensation the water drops down and you're left with the heat, and they can heat up the pipe, maybe with a coil or something, and so you're maybe heating it up to 35 to 40, and then when you go to the flame you need less of the flame, you know. You get what I'm saying? And that concludes 5-minute Google search. Let's learn together. I'll also point out to those who don't know, your radiator water, the water in it is sealed. It's a loop that keeps coming round. So I don't know how much water's in it, say 100 litres, and it just keeps coming round and round. So it's not like it's coming from the cold water mains or whatever. Once you've got water in your radiator water system, they seal it and it just keeps going round and round. It also means that you can get sludge in that water over time and stuff. But in a combi boiler, your hot water that you use for your shower or bath or whatever, that's coming straight from the cold water mains. I do wonder if that means that you could, in theory, make a cup of tea with your hot water. But, I mean, it's not something, I don't drink tea anyway, but it's not something I would suggest, because with storage tanks they worry about Legionnaire's disease and that, so storage hot water, it's got to be really hot. But with this, I do wonder if you can just use if it's a combi boiler, because this is coming from the cold water mains, which is clean water. I don't know, I wouldn't suggest it though.